New York, stand up, New York! What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from around the daggone world and the globe? You already know we are back for another episode of the Real Lil Show. New York, stand up. Ladies and gentlemen, man, when I tell you I'm going to get war reactions, man, I could have been in bed right now. I could have been in bed. You know, I got work in the morning. I should have been sleeping like a puppy. But you know what? How could you sleep on a night like this when the New York Knicks, all right, let me repeat that. How can you sleep on a night like this when the New York Knicks make a comeback that's improbable, mathematically improbable? All right, listen, I want to salute my team, man, because we laid down the law. All right, experience is something that you can't teach. The Spurs, they crumbled. All right, the heat of the moment, them backsides got tighter. All right, and the New York Knickerbockers took quality shots. The Spurs was jacking them threes. All right, live and die by the three. Can we play some normal basketball, please? Okay, not that I'm mad at that, because guess what? It worked in my favor. But we saw Boston live and die by the three. They literally watched a 3-1 series lead and said, you know what? We just going to do what we do, jack up threes. And the Spurs literally just watch their 29-point lead evaporate by living and dying by the three. How many teams got to die by the three for y'all to play some regular basketball? But guess what? It worked out in my favor because the New York Knickerbockers did the unthinkable. And I got my guy Lee Jones, my Fort Lee Jones. I'm going to introduce you right now. What is your immediate reactions to what we just saw? I'm still processing it.
Historic. That's what it was. It's an historic comeback. Look, man, you got to take it from the Knicks. The Knicks are never going to give it to you. They're resilient. They're going to keep coming at you, and that's what they did, and got it to a stage, to a point where they could turn it over to Brunson, and Brunson brought them all the way, and then OG did his thing at the end. But Leo, you said it. Couple things. Coaching matters in these situations. Coaching matters. Mitch Johnson, the moment is too big for him as a coach right now. He may be a great coach later on, but he's been thoroughly out-coached in this series, and it showed again. Your team just came out the second half and just jacked up threes. No type of offensive continuity, no type of offensive flow. They just jacked up threes, and I guess they thought they were going to shoot that way for the entire game. No. And again, Wemby stays on the outside. They don't get good shots, and the Knicks just walk them down. I mean, just walk them down. You know, just like walking a dog, just walk them down. Shame on the San Antonio Spurs. And look, I give all the credit to the Knicks because they're a resilient bunch. Those guys play hard, and you have to kill them, Leo. You gotta stick the stake in them.
You gotta stone them 1,000 times.
You have to, man. And San Antonio, all my San Antonio fans out there, look, you're outclassed from the sideline first, because that's the first thing that's killing you right then and there. And the fact that you don't have an offense, Leo, that they can design to get Wemby the ball to score, as I always talk about, to stop runs. Bronson can stop a run. OG can stop a run. Big threes by OG the whole night.
I love that dude, man. OG Anunoby.
Big threes. But San Antonio don't have that. And even the last play, Leo, just throw the ball up to Wemby and let him turn around.
That's what I thought would have been the most logical thing to do.
Just throw the ball up to Wemby. Yeah. You're not going to block his shot. So either he makes it or misses it or get fouled. You're trying to throw the ball to Castle. It doesn't even make any sense. San Antonio, you wet the bed. That's what you did. You wet the bed. And the Knicks up 3-1. And this series is all but through. San Antonio, look, I'm going to be honest with you, Leo. I'm going to be honest with you. This is my honest take on the entire series. San Antonio, to me, and this is just me talking, talent-wise, they're better than the Knicks. The Knicks are a better unit than they are, and they are battle-tested, and they are more mature, and that's why they're winning the series. Great win by the New York Knicks. I tip my hat to them tonight.
I must confess, as a New York Knickerbocker, As a loyal New York Knickerbocker, I must confess, these are my confessions. All right, salute to Usher. All right, uh, I didn't really watch much of the game. I didn't. We got out to that poor start. You know, I'm rushing home, right? I'm rushing home. I'm leaving work early. I'm hustling, trying to get, home to watch a game. And we came out, right? And we looked lethargic, just like how we did in every single game this series. Coming out to poor starts, I'm seeing the 29-point lead. I'm like, listen, man, time is something that we can't get back. I don't want to waste it. So, my niece, who does not watch any basketball whatsoever, okay, not at all. I can't get this girl to watch any sport with me. All right. Maybe she might watch boxing here and there every now and then when Javante Davis is fighting. Other than that, she don't want to watch no sports. And she literally sat there in the living room with the TV on. I'm getting ready to cut up the TV. I said, I'm going upstairs, man. I'm going night. All right. And she was like, you know what? I'm going to stay and watch this whole entire game. I'm like, okay, we'll see how long that lasts. I come back down. This woman is this girl's watching the game, the whole entire game. She saw the whole entire comeback. She was like, yo, uncle, I'm telling you right now, even though we down 24, we're going to come back and win this game. Okay. And sure enough, we did. And I got to see the last couple of minutes when we brought it down to 12. And look, Jalen Brunson finally figured it out. I got to give the Spurs credit. Their defense on Jalen Brunson has been tremendous. They forcing the ball out of Jalen Brunson's hands, picking him up full court. They said that they was going to do that. That was the adjustment they was going to make after game one. And they did that. It didn't work in game two per se because, it did, but other guys stepped up and we was able to win that game. But, defensively, they're a more physical team. They're getting a lot of calls. The referees is on some bull crap, okay? Like, literally, the referees, man, the calls that they was getting. Listen, the NBA tried desperately to get Wembanyama the finals. Okay, salute to my guy, Kenny, man. I love this dude, man. I knew this dude forever, bro. Kenny, this is a special moment that we get to share right now, man. From the sandbox, bro. As long as I knew you, I knew the Knicks to not be good. And guess what? We are one game away from winning the finals. Salute to my guy, Kenny. But, yo, Lee, the calls, right? Wemby should have got a flagrant one. He should have got a flagrant one, but you know what? The league want to push Wemby. They want him to be that guy. The Knicks, we don't get that treatment that LA get as a big market, right? As you can see, they care about Los Angeles, right? They always got a great player. Always. Kareem, Magic. Literally, the Mavericks called the Lakers, and y'all want me to believe that that's not a conspiracy. I'm going to talk my stuff tonight because that is. Nico Harrison literally called the Lakers and say, yo, I want to trade you Luka Doncic. They didn't even negotiate with another daggone team. But we don't get that love over here. They try to give this series away to the Spurs. But you know what? You cannot coach hard. You can't. All right? They don't got the will to win a championship, and we do. All right? New York, stand up. All right? Listen, Lee, I'm possessed right now, bro. Okay? I'm possessed. Listen, Josh Hart tried to give that game away. At the end there. Two critical plays that I want to talk about, okay?
Well,
number one, watching the ball off the rebound, miss wide open layup. He tried to give that game away. Listen, I was about to ask for this dude head on a silver platter. I was 5 seconds away from asking for that. But you know what? I cut him some slack because we won the game. Lee, I send the mic back to you.
Yeah, well, Hart, he didn't know what he was going to do. He was caught up between a rock and a hard place. So he was looking back, lost his concentration. But Josh Hart, he's a warrior. I'll take him any day of the week. It's Definitely. It's simple. It's simple for me. It's simple for me. And Leo, you've heard me say this over and over and over. Wemby is probably the future of the league. And one day he'll be the best player in the league, but he's not the best player now. Because when you need someone to dominate and get a basket, you need Wemby in the post, Leo. And I said it. You've heard me say it over and over again. He's unstoppable down there, but you got to have want to be down there. Karl Anthony Towns, let me say this about him. He didn't have a great game. But in that second half, he made some critical, tough shots down low, forcing that ball in, being very physical. That's what San Antonio needed from Wemby down the stretch. And then he gets as tight as an air mattress when it's blown up and missed 2 free throws down the stretch. Look, It's all about who can make the critical plays down the stretch, who is clutch down the stretch. That's why I love SGA. That's why I love Brunson. Wemby still has a lot of growing to do in that area. And look, San
Remember, he had
Antonio,
to play in game 2 where he made some critical errors in that game, including the pass that didn't get to Castle.
he's made some critical errors in this whole series. He's played great in some in spurts, and he's a talent. But until he gets down and understand I'm 7'5" and nobody can stop me, and I need to play in the paint and dominate, he's never going to be the best player in the league. That's not going to happen because it's a make or miss league when you're shooting jumpers, right? And look at San Antonio. They couldn't miss in the first half, and then they couldn't hit in the second half. And they kept shooting. That's a lack of coaching. That's a lack of continuity.
Agreed.
That's a lack of having a solid offense that when you need a basket, you can get it. None of that happened. Now, Mitch Johnson may be a great coach down the line, but a more seasoned coach with San Antonio, Leo, they would have won this game tonight. And it's a testament to, again, how mentally tough the Knicks are, and then how emotionally weak the Spurs are.
Yeah, I mean, look, we've been down this road before. Remember Cleveland game 1 in the Eastern Conference Finals when they was up by, what was it, 22 in the fourth quarter? We did it before. So we know that in this moment, as long as we keep plugging and chipping away at that lead, that we can do it. And I feel like when you look at these games, one of the things that has been our Achilles heel and the reason why we lost the last game before this one and obviously was down by 29 points is that the foul trouble early on in games has been putting us behind the 8 ball. I believe the last game it was Mikal Bridges prior to this one, and that he only ended up with 2 points. Early on, 2 fouls, he's on the bench, and Mikal is a rhythm shooter. He's a rhythm guy. He needs to be in a rhythm offensively to be able to cook like how he did in the other game. But in this one, in game 3, he was struggling because he was fouled pretty much at the sit. Karl Anthony Towns, same thing. Picked up 3 early fouls. One of them was bogus to me. Obviously, the referee's on the payroll. Okay, it's clear as day. And now he's out of a rhythm, and now he has a bad first half. But like you said, I liked how he pieced it together and did what Wemby should have done late in the second half of the game. And yeah, I think that's the key for us moving forward, because I do think we're going to end this series like my guy Kenny said. I called it in 5. We called it in 5. I think the key for us is to get up to a quicker start and avoid foul trouble, because the foul trouble is putting us behind the 8 ball. Luckily for us, we was able to come back and chip away at that lead, excuse me. And the Spurs, they just shot their way out of a golden opportunity to come back to San Antonio tied in the series.
I think the Knicks win it in 6. I think San Antonio will win the next game in San Antonio. Look, to be honest, if you stack up all the minutes in this series, San Antonio has definitely outplayed the Knicks. It's just that they're not mentally tough. They're not mentally tough. You can call it they're young. I don't necessarily call it young. I call it they don't have structure that makes them a winning team down the stretch, right? And when your coach is just standing over there watching the lead erode, and you have nothing, you don't design any play coming out of a timeout to get a basket, you don't design any play at the end of the game to win a game, that coaching is killing them as well. And so, look, the Knicks are going to win the title. And I tip my hat to them. I tip my hat to the Knicks, and it's going to be great for New Yorkers. And you guys should be proud, because they made you guys very, very proud in this run. This is an all-time classic team, probably the best Knicks, since I've been living, the best Knicks team I've ever seen. And that includes that Patrick Ewing team. This team has more heart than any of them. Now, don't get me wrong. When you play against a Michael Jordan and some of the great Knicks teams, that's a different animal. But this is historic. This is Cinderella-ish for the Knicks. And so I tip my hat to them, but I can't, in all good conscience, look at the Spurs and say the Spurs are better as far as talent wise. They have everything they need. They're just not. They're mentally weak down the stretch, and there's a microcosm of how they're coached as well. So great job, New York. Great job. Watching it, I couldn't believe it, Leo. But when I saw that they cut it to 15 before the fourth quarter started, I told someone that I was talking to, the first 3 minutes of the game is going to be so important because either it could go up to 18, 20, 22, or it's going to get down to 10. I said, if it gets under 10, the Knicks will win the game, and that's what happened.
Lee, man, I feel like crying right now, man. Tears of joy, man. It's been a long time coming. We really worked for this one, man. We had to, and look, and I always tell people this: when you're not getting the calls that you want to get, or there's a lot of calls going against you, you got to play above the whistle. And we done a good job of doing that. We played above the whistle. Yeah, man. What would you like to see from the Spurs in the next game to extend the series?
Well, I think the Spurs are going to play the exact same way that they always play, and playing that way, Leo, it's good enough to get a lead, right? It's good enough because they've led by double digits every game. It's good enough to get a lead, but what they have to understand is New York's always going to make a run. It doesn't matter. They're going to make a run, and there are times when you have to design a play, and you're not just jacking up threes. Wemby has to be a run stopper, and so the Spurs have to get down to understanding that you just don't come into the game with the mentality of we're going to just champagne and he's just shooting the ball. He's just throwing up shots. I mean, it was ridiculous that they didn't see the fact that they were missing threes and try to settle for two. So they're going to continue to play the way they're playing. They just have to be better down the stretch, and they have to be coached better, Leo. And I don't know if that can change because, to be honest, Mitch Johnson looks like a deer in headlights over there on the sideline.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, Wemby in the paint is unguardable. And, they got to find ways to get him going inside the post. And I think if they do, then, maybe they'll survive and come back to New York. But, folks, this series is over. And the Spurs lost a golden opportunity to tie this series. And
part of that is on Wemby as well.
Yeah, it is. It is. Lee, I want to thank you.
That's on Wemby as well.
Yo, Lee, you still there? I kind of lost connection. But yo, Lee, you still there? Testing the mic. 1, 2, 3. Yo. Technical issues.
I'm here. Yeah, I'm here.
You here?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I got you.
I'm there.
All right, Lee, I want to thank you for coming on, man.
Look, so many people are talking on their cell phones or on the internet. They can't believe it.
Shutting down. It's probably the call logs, man. We shutting down. Listen, man, I won't be surprised if there's an outage because so many people is on their phones right now, talking about the Knicks' improbable comeback. But yeah, man, I'm proud of my guys. In conclusion, I'm proud of my guys. OG Anunoby played great. We have a bunch of guys that step up, right? Whether it's Brunson, whether it's OG, whether it's Mikal, our guys stepped up. Even Jose Alvarado knocked down a clutch 3-point shot late in that fourth quarter. Yeah, man, we just played our hearts out, man, and that's why we're gonna go down as an all-time team. We're not as talented as, like you said, the Spurs, right? And I'm not ashamed to say that. We're not as talented as that Boston team that won the championship a couple years ago. I think that was a very talented team, but that doesn't mean we couldn't beat them.
You have more heart. You have more heart.
We have more heart.
More grit.
We have more grit. And we have more, we've been through a lot more. We've shown that we can come back and win these games in the fourth quarter. So salute to my team, Lee. I'm on cloud 10. I don't know when I'm going to bed. I got work in the morning. I might be up watching the highlights, man. But listen, you only get to experience this one time. So who needs better right now? Okay. This Saturday, I'm outside, bro. All right, I'm outside. I'm going to watch. I'm going to drink. I'm going to get drunk. And I'm going to watch my team win the finals because that's what's going to happen on Saturday. I guarantee it. The Spurs are not recovering from this. And look, the Spurs has done an amazing job bouncing back after a loss against the OKC. Every time they lost a game, they came back and won the next game. They were down 0-2. They came back and won game 3, came out good in game 4 to start the game. But guess what? It's over. Enough games, enough shenanigans, enough slow starts in the first quarter, enough foul trouble, enough referee bullshit. This series is over. It's a wrap. Timber! It's over. Lee, until Sunday, bro. I'll see you on Sunday, and we're going to talk about the New York Knickerbockers winning the championship on your show.
Hey, we're going to see. It's going to be a great game on Saturday. Great atmosphere. Let's see how it ends. But great win by the Knicks. I take my hat to the Knicks. Great job.
Read this shirt and go to sleep. We out. Peace. I drop the mic now.
Sports, politics, conspiracy theories. We are here to give you our unique perspectives on things happening in the world. It's the one and only, The Real Lil on The Real Lil Show.